This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So team, we already discussed, okay, line commands, and primary commands in file, okay, in file. So I'll explain few more things today. Other commands. I'm connecting to the server. Log on. Venkat sees the user ID. Enter. I'm entering the password. Yeah, I logged in. If you get ready screen, you don't get every time every ID or server team. This one, okay. So if you get ready option, you have to type ISPF. If you don't get it, you no need to do anything. So type ISPF, hit the enter. Then we will be landing on ISPF primary option menu. Okay, so we landed on ISPF primary option menu. So 3.4, I'm listing the data sets. Venkat C dot D8, that is batch 8, enter. Okay, so these are all the two sequential files I created last time. Okay, so if I can you see that, if you see enter slash to select action, enter slash to select an action. So if you type slash, we can see what are the options we can execute, we can perform on this file. So we can open the file in edit mode, we can open the file in a view mode, we can open the file in browse mode. Okay, so I'll tell you the differences between these three. We'll talk one by one now. Okay, so now I am opening a file, okay, in edit mode. So if I open the file in edit mode, you can do changes. Okay, changes means either you can add, you can delete, or you can modify, or you can do lot of things. Okay, so and if you press F3, if you press F3, automatically it is going to save plus exit. It is going to save the changes, going to exit, automatic save and exit. So no warnings and all. I'll show you now. So give a slash or you type E. Either one of them is fine. Opening a file in edit mode, enter, and you will get some panel, edit entry panel. You no need to do anything here. Just hit the enter. Now type reset if you get any warning message. So now there are only 4 lines. I am writing now CICS. I am writing CICS. I inserted one row after table and data also inserted. So here I am giving SCL1, save it. Okay, even if you don't save explicitly or you try to save it, it is going to save. Press F3. Okay, F3. Now I'll open in edit mode. You can see what we added recently. Now I'll explain the other scenario. I don't execute save command, but I'll press F3. So kicks X. Save the code. Sorry, I don't save it. I deleted it. Press F3. Okay. See, once you do changes and if you press F3, it will not give any warning. Okay, it will not give any warning stating that you've done some changes. Okay, those warnings will not come here. That is all about edit. Let me explain browse. Okay, in interview they will ask you how many ways we can open the file. Okay, edit mode, we can open the file in edit, browse and view, and they might ask you the differences also. If you're having less than 4 years experience, they might ask simple questions also, right? So now what I do, I'll open the file in a browse mode, either PS file or member of the PDS. I'm opening the, okay, it is an empty file. So open a browse. When you open the file in a browse mode, you cannot read. Okay, you cannot able to. Sorry, I'm wrong. You can only read it. You cannot do modifications. Okay, browse is equivalent to read only. So changes are not allowed. Changes are not allowed at all. That is all about browse. So it's a read only. Next, there is a view mode. So you will understand the difference between view and edit. Okay. Edit browse is straightforward because edit you can do some changes. In browse you cannot do at all. Now I'll open the file in a view mode. Type so in real time everyone they will try to open the file in a view mode. Okay. In real time everything they will open in a view mode. So press F3. Sorry, V enter. Now, so here also I can do changes. Here also I can do changes. Hello, I'll type hello and I'll try to save it. So this message I did not get in edit. Okay, this message I did not get in edit. So once you do some changes in a single character change also, it will ask, hey boss, you open data set in a view mode. Okay, you are currently in data view mode. Press enter to return view screen. If you want to go back to the previous screen, hit the enter. But if you want to do this, if you want to save the changes, we use create command or replace command. Okay, so in edit mode you can do the changes and you can exit easily without any additional commands, but that is not the best practice in real time, because you are going to modify, okay, important code. Example thing, I'll take one example. So you did some changes, okay, in between your friend came or you got a call from your friend. Okay, so you almost spent 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, something, sometime, okay, but you don't know what changes you did it. Okay, while you're discussing, you did some changes, but with not with your brain. Something happened, okay, something happened not properly, right? When you're talking on phone and if you're doing other activity, it may not be perfect. Perfection may not be there, right? So you might be busy with your friend on call or talking and working on the same working, you are working on some program, but after end of the call you realize that you realize that what are the changes you did, you don't know. Okay, the changes what you did, you don't know. Correct. Okay, that is a scenario. Okay, so that is a scenario. We use view mode. Okay, that is a scenario. We use view mode. Any queries? Any queries, team? Right. But still, how I can do save changes? Okay, there are two commands. I can save the changes by using a create and replace. So hit the enter. So you will go back. So you can see the error message. Data changes cannot be saved in a view session, but use edit if you want to be able to save your changes, or you can use replace. What I will do, replace .zdf.zl. Okay, .zdf means from first line till last line is going to copy. Okay, so it is going to copy from replace .zdf. .zdf means it's a predefined label. What we call .zdf from first line, .zl till last line. Okay, these are all predefined labels. Labels. If we enter, so you see that you are, you are going to delete the old data from this file too. Whatever we did replace .zf.zl, right? So that data. So as a human, you know that you're trying to modify the same file, but system doesn't know, right? So I've given like this and the file name. So what happens, Steve? Whatever the data is there in that particular file, that file is data is going to place in this file. Okay, it can be the same file or it can be different. So now enter. I'll tell you what is going to happen. So I'll give some X for your understanding. Now in this file, assume that in this file 100 records are there. Okay, assume that 100 records are there. Now already there are 100 records. Now after executing this line, so this data is going to place in this X file. So old data. So means old data means 100 records are going to delete. Then the new data going to add it in that file. So that is, so as a human, you know this. If I we in a view mode, we will give the same file name. Simple. Instead of X, I will give this. Okay. So as a developer, as a tester, as a mainframe resource, you know, but system doesn't know, right? Which one you are replacing. So you are as per the syntax you are given. So .zf to .zl, this entire data, okay, replace in this file. Old data delete and new data add it. So whatever the file name you give, it will work. It need not to be the same file. So in this way, you can able to save the changes. In interview, they will ask you how to save the changes in a view mode. Syntax is, you can say that replace command or create. You can use replace and create. I will use create and I will give 3. So do you know what happens, Steve? Create. So if this file is not there, anyhow it is not there. If you notice, if this file is not there, we are going to create it and create this file and place this data because .zf to .zl. So this entire data we are going to place in this file. So this is the another way. So now it is saying, so this file 3 does not exist. If you wish to allocate this data set, means this data set is not there. Do you want to allocate same as file 2? Then give 1. Okay. Okay. If you means whatever the file 2 is there, attributes, record length, record format, primary quantity, secondary quantity, what are the attributes you have given while you are creating this file? With the same attributes the file is going to create. So hit the enter. So data set would have created. So press F3. Enter. Refresh to see the screen. See that file 3, earlier only file 2, March 9. Okay. So this is all about, view mode, the different differences between view, edit, browse. Any queries? So entry question is how to save the changes, in a view mode after modifications. You can use create or replace. You should know this concept. I will use slash. Okay. Just now we are done edit. We are done with the view and browse. Okay. So we are working on the sequential file, flat file. So 4 is not applicable. 4 is not applicable. And how you can delete a file? Just you can do D against the file or DEL, either one of them, your wish. So DEL, type DEL, hit the enter. You can see the confirmation it is asking. So confirm TSO delete. This is the dataset name and volume and creation date. So you want to delete it. So if you hit the enter, it is going to delete. You see the deleted message also. So this is how we can delete a file. So now still it is is existing. You can see delete return code. RC means return code. Okay, RC0 stands, return code is 0. And you can do refresh. You can see only 2 files. Right? So this is all about how you can delete. I will give a slash so that you can see what else we can do. Now delete is done. I guess we discussed rename also. I explained 7 information, 8 also we discussed. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12 not required. 16, 17 I'll explain later, and rest of them we'll discuss eventually later. Not all of, but few of them. So F3. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so now we will discuss how to create a PDS, partitioned data set. Okay, now we will discuss how to create a PDS. So you know very well, in mainframe there are two types of data sets: non-VSAM data sets. So non-VSAM data sets are physical sequential file, flat file, or sequential file. So physical sequential file, flat file, the way different people will call different ways. So there is something called PDS, partitioned data set. So we have something called VSAM data sets. VSAM data sets are ESDS entry sequence data set, ASDS key sequence data set, RRDS relative record data set, and LDS linear data set. LDS stands linear data set. So today our target is PDS. How to create a PDS and all of them. Now, so press F3. F3 on this option on ISPF primary option menu. I can give it 3 utilities. Type 3. Hit the enter. We need to select again 2 only. Using allocate command, using 2, you can create a sequential file. You can create a PDS file. You can create all VSAM files also using same option. That is a 2. Okay, 2. Type 2 on the command line. If you want to create a VSAM file, you need to mention a V. If you want to create a PS file or PDS file, mention A. So for non-VSAM files, you have to type A. For VSAM files, you need to select this one. So A. Next, I'm giving the file name Venkat C. V8. So March 14th file 1. March 14th file 1. So this is the file name. As I said, while you're creating a files, either it can be a sequential file or partition data set, you should give volume mandatory user 001. If you don't give it, admin can delete your data sets anytime without informing you, without informing us. Okay, so hit the enter once you provide the data set name, volume serial. Now you can see volume serial. Okay, device type. So you want to store this data set on -D, direct access storage device, or tape. Direct access storage device or tape. So based on that, you have to give the value here. We don't give it. Space units, don't give megabytes and all. Just give small quantity value. Okay. How much data you want to store? How many characters? You want to store 1 lakh, 1 million, 1 billion, how many characters you want to store in the file. According to that, you can select tracks or cylinders, kilobytes, some option. Then you give it. So I will give KB, or I'll give bytes. Okay, bytes. So I will give 20 and 5. What does mean, team? So primary quantity 20 bytes I am giving, plus secondary quantity is 5 bytes. Once the primary quantity is utilized by the system, then it will take the secondary quantity. Okay, so total 25 bytes we are allocating for this particular file one. 20 bytes primary quantity, secondary quantity is 5. Okay, so 25 bytes you are allocating for this particular file on storage device. Next, we have something called directory block. As I said, we will give 0 per sequential file, but we want to create a PDS. So directory block is 1. Okay. If the directory block is 1, how many members we can create in a PDS? Okay. If directory block is 1, then how many members we can create in a PDS? So the formula is directory block into 6 plus 1. So now directory block is a 1. According to the formula, into 6 minus 1. So total 5 members you can create at this moment. Next, copy this code. I'll give directory block is 2 or 3. So now according to the formula, 3 into 6 minus 1. Total 17 members we can create in this particular PDS, right? So I can give like this. If I give 10 is a directory block, so directory block 10 means here. If I give 10, how many members you can create? 10 into 60, 10 into 6, 60 minus 1. So total 59 members we can create. Okay, so is it clear, guys? What is directory block? Now, record format is fixed block because I want to keep the data as a blocks wise. In each block, all the record size should be same. That is the reason I kept fixed block. So record length based on the what data you want to store in that file. According to that, you have to give the record length. So usually for PDS, we will give 80. You can give 100, 200 also, 1000 also you can give, not a problem. Block size and data set name should be PDS. What is that? Data set name should be a PDS. So hit the enter. We can see data set allocated. PDS partitioned data set got created. Okay, so how do you know whether it is a PDS or not? Based on the file name, we cannot say. Again, press F3. Just type 4, that is what we call list out the data sets and enter. Okay, you need to type yes or I. If you type I, you can see how many directory blocks, maximum directory block 1. Okay, number of members 0. We don't have any members in this file, that is the reason we are getting 0. Okay, that information you will get only when you type I. If you type I, you will get these values, but if you type yes, you don't get this data. So that is the difference. In case of PDS, you will be able to understand. Any queries? Right. So what I do, I'll press F3. Okay, I'll type yes now. You will not be able to see number of members at this moment. What is the directory block? There are all things you will not be able to see. Yes means short information. okay, very less information, and I means information. You will get details. So now in this PDS, okay, in a PDS, what we keep, as I said, in a sequential file, we will write end users data, okay, end users data, customers data, or okay, insurance data, or employee data, or policy premium details, and etc. So this is no, these are all things we store in a PS file in one aspect. So whereas PDS, just we will use this PDS for placing our programs. Okay, now so we are creating first time the member. If you type E, it will throw an error because if already members are there, it would have opened, but we don't have any members, right? So E, I will give M1. M1 what? Member. So M1, you can give member name. Okay. So what are the qualifier rules, team? Member name rules are rules equal to qualifier rules. Yeah. What are the qualifier rules? Qualifier in a data set there is a qualifier, right? So length of the qualifier 128 characters should start with the character that is A to Z or special characters, three special characters at the rate hash or dollar, or yeah, only these two are allowed. Okay, but it can contain characters. In the name you can have characters, numbers, or special characters. We call them as notional characters. Okay, so I'll give, if you see the length of the member name is M only, I will give 1M, we will get an error. See that I'm not getting anything, but I'll write M1. Enter, you got another screen. Yeah, go ahead. If you have any queries, you can ask me.
Venkat, is that user ID?
Member names are like a program one, add program, calculator program. We will write the names of that what the program what it does. Okay, sorry, I did not explain. But for placing the programs, we use copybooks. We use copybooks to place copybooks and load libraries and etc. Okay, the main purpose of the PDS is Xerox. Okay, yeah. So go back to the server now. From here, the concept remains the same. Okay, we call this as a member of PDS. So this path, okay, this pattern, okay. So what we call member of PDS. So M1 is the member, he is existing in this PDS. So you have to save it. If you don't save it, the member will not be created. So we set to clear the screen and save it. If you don't enter the data, perfectly fine, but you need to save it. Press F3. Okay, how I created the member? It is a mandatory first time, and I will give program 1 and enter. So type reset. I don't use F3, F save team, F3. I open in a request. Now you see See, I did not execute save command. Just I opened the member, pressed F3, but I did not do execute a explicit save. So the member not created. Okay, any queries? Okay, so I'll repeat again. Now you see that I'm giving the program name called program2, enter, enter, reset. I'm pressing F3 without saving. Edited, you can see the message what we did, edited. Open a file in edit mode. You can see there is no program.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a one way of creating a member. Open in edit mode, and if you want to, you can see the member one, how many characters are their size, when this member is created, when the member is changed. You press F11 to see the right side data. To see the right side data, you press F11. Now I will SM2. Okay, how to create another member? I will write S space program1. This is the other way of creating a member inside a file. S space PGM1, enter, reset to clear the warning message. I will enter hello India. Okay, RRR. Just save it as F3. Now I'll refresh it. You can see two members are present. In these two members, I guess two rows are there. You can see the size rows. Okay, so how many rows are there? Two rows. So this is how we can do it. Okay, now I'll explain how to create a member. S space M3, enter, reset, save it. Okay, so I can same. Okay, we discussed caps off, num off, and profile, exclude, delete, annex all. And here I explained I delete, copy, move, shift the data right side, left side, all whatever we discussed inside the sequential file, same commands you can execute member of the PDS also. Member of PDS looks like PS only. Member of PDS looks like a sequential file. Okay, right. So I'll type I, that is insert. I see if you give any time command not recognize the error, it will if any time if you see this error, this type of error message, type reset inside the file. Type reset, it is going to work. Now I will give I, so TSO, ISPF, SL, VSAM, COBOL, DB2, CICS, REXX, IMS DB, and so on. Save it. Once you do the changes, you save it. Okay, type calls. You can see at this moment you are able to see only 1 to 72 columns. How many columns you are able to see? 72. 10, 15, between them 1, 11, 12, 13, 14 is there. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 72 you are able to see. Press F11. You can see how we can restrict these numbers? By using numf, NUMOFF. So type numf, so that going forward the numbers, last 8 numbers will not generate. Okay, press F10 to see the data. Is it clear?
Yes, Venkat.
Okay, right. So this is all about how you can create the member team. Okay, this is how you can create a member. So you can do same way, create dot ZF dot ZL M4. What does mean? With this content, M4 member is going to create, even if you are is not in edit mode, view mode. Even if you are not in a view mode, you can do it. So create dot ZF to dot ZL from first line to last line. Whatever the data is there, that is going to store in M4. If already M4 is there, it is going to overwrite the data. Enter. You see that member M4 created. Member M4 is created. Press F3 and refresh it. See that M4 is created, and size, total number of rows 9. Okay, so this is all about how you can create a member the other way. So what we did, the first approach is just type E and within the brackets, don't give any space as it is. Okay, the syntax is E, and after last character, after end of the data set, give open bracket, the member name. Okay, member name, and close bracket, hit the enter and enter, save it. F3, open the file in edit mode. You can see total how many members are there. Total 5 members are there. Now if I type I, you can see them. Total number of members 10, maximum directory block 10. 10 into 6 minus 1. 59 members you can create at this moment in this file. But we created how many? 5 only. So 54 members, still we have a chance. Okay.
Venkat, is there any limit like on a one member? It contains 25,000 lines. In that case, actually, like all 60
That
members can be
depends,
accommodated.
that depends on your size. Okay. While you're creating a file, we given a primary secondary quantity, right? So based on that, whether 100 lines, 1000 lines are decided. See, if you are given only 10 bytes, can you able to accommodate 20,000 characters? No, right? Even if 100 members are allowed, you cannot, right? So it's all about the members you can create as per the directory block. Okay, but how much data and where depends on your primary secondary quantity. If you are having enough good amount of primary secondary quantity for that particular file, you can store huge amount of the data in all the members also.
Okay, okay, fine.
Okay, any queries? Right. So we created members and we saw the information. Press F3. Next, I'll open file in edit mode. You can open in a view mode. You start practicing view only. Okay, I'm in training. That is the reason I'm opening a file in edit mode. But you start using only view. VIEW view. Now, okay, let's go back here. So I hope you remember that Use create .zf.zl m3 m4 like that. So now I don't want to copy all the rows. Okay, I want to copy only few rows. I can give my own label. Okay, we can give user defined label like dot a dot, a dot x dot x dot y. It's up to you. I will give dot x is user defined dot y. So this data is going to copy. So you want to overwrite create dot x space dot y dot x space dot y, and I will give m6. Enter. Only 4 or till kicks data will be there. Press F3. You press m6. Open the file in edit mode. Enter. You see there only till kicks, not all the rows. Okay, team. Are you clear? Now. So there is other way of copying that also I'll explain. Just open the wait please. So I can copy paste it from one member to PS file, member to member. So I can use simply cut. Cut is not equivalent to cut and paste. Cut is equivalent to copy here. Okay, in this scenario, in this context. So cut, that is nothing but we copied total 9 lines where you want to paste. So you can go to any member. I will go to here. Okay, now there is no data in this member. I can type paste. Press F3 and show you again. Already I copied 9 lines. I can go to any member. I'll go here, PGM1. So if I type paste, I'll get an error because you are asking to paste, but where? There are 2 lines already, right? I want to paste after Alim India. Okay, cut and paste. Cut is equivalent to copy, paste is paste only. Okay, any queries? So this is a one way of copy. Okay, you can copy any member, any PS file. I'll go to file 2. So paste it here. Also, you can do it. Paste. So because you can copy anywhere, okay, but you have to give after before if there is any data in the destination file. Okay, any queries? So that's all for today. I'll stop for today. Rest of